Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to Bringing Division video. Today I want to show you guys some of the before and after gear sets in the Division 2 Warlords of New York. As you guys know, some of the gear sets are staying in the game, but overall their talents are getting changed, they're going to have different functions. Also, I want to show you guys some of the new brand sets coming in Warlords of New York, pretty much the talents, what they do, what they look like, and I also want to go over the new exotics in the game and the actual map size of Warlords of New York in case you guys haven't seen it. Pretty much you get a general idea of how big the expansion actually is compared to the actual Division 1 game and just the New York map in general. So if you guys do enjoy the video or find it helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for my videos, and let's get right into this. Alright, so the first thing I do want to talk about is the Overlord armaments brand set. So as you guys know, now in the Division 2, this brand set is pretty much used for the 10% extra rifle damage. If it's for PvP, PvE, you're pretty much using the one piece for the extra damage. Sometimes you're using the two piece for the extra total armor as well, but overall, this thing is just used for rifle damage. So before, or I should say currently in the game, the one piece will give you 10% rifle damage, the two piece will give you 7.5% total armor, and the three piece will give you an extra 7% damage to elites. Now, as we know, in Warlords of New York, damage to elites is getting removed, so obviously, this brand set did have to get changed, and this is actually the new one. This is what the bonuses are. So, in Warlords of New York, this brand set will give you 10% rifle damage for the one piece, 10% headshot damage for the two piece, and 10% extra weapon handling for the three piece. Now, if you guys are wondering where this information is coming from, if it's legit or not, I want to say yes, it is coming from a official Warlords of New York kind of gameplay. I will have the video link in the description. You guys can check it out if you want to watch it by yourselves. But yeah, this information is all legit. This is pretty much what the brand set is going to look like in the new expansion. Pretty cool. Let me know your opinions about this. I think personally, I will be just using the two piece of this for the rifle damage and headshot damage. Since if you're using a rifle, you obviously want to go for headshots, especially on PC. So I think a two piece of this will be actually pretty nice to use and pair it up with something else. But yeah, this is what the Overlord armaments brand set is going to be looking like in Warlords of New York. The next one we actually do have is a Douglas and Harding. So as you guys know, this brand set is another one which is very popular now in the game, especially for like crit damage builds, crit chance builds for PvP, PvE. So before, or again I guess now in the game, this thing gives you 5% accuracy for the one piece, 10% extra critical hit damage for the two piece, and plus 7% extra critical hit chance for the three piece. In Warlords of New York, this thing is changing, so the one piece will give you plus 20% pistol damage, plus 10% stability on the two piece, and plus 10% accuracy on the three piece. Unfortunately, this is something I don't think I will ever use, maybe, just maybe for the accuracy or stability, depending on the build, depending if I can't aim or whatever in the future. But overall, I don't think I'll be using this brand set. I think they kind of dumbed it down. But I guess, I mean, if you're making pistol builds for PvP, especially like some of the two-shot pistol builds that are out there for the Dark Zone, this is something you can kind of pair up with and use. But yeah, this is the Douglas and Harding. This is what it's going to look like in the new expansion. So let me know, again, your opinions on this brand set and if this is a good change, a bad change, and just your overall opinion. Now moving on to the new brand sets actually coming with this new expansion. So the first one we do have is called the Grupo Sombra SA. For the one piece, you're getting plus 15% critical hit damage. For the two piece, you're getting plus 15% explosive damage. And for the three piece, you're getting 10% extra headshot damage. So this brand set, in my opinion, is actually pretty good, especially with explosive damage. You can pair this up with a Merciless. With the critical hit damage, you can pair that up with a high crit chance build for SMGs or something. And obviously, if you want to use a three piece, you're going to get 10% extra headshot damage. Overall, I think this is a pretty good brand set with the bonuses. I think there's going to be a lot of kind of builds surrounding it, especially for PvP or even PvE. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting. So far, I think this one looks really, really good. The next one we do have is called the Hana Yu Corporation, and what you're getting for the one piece is plus 20% skill haste. For the two piece, you're getting plus 10% skill damage, and for the three piece, you're getting plus 5% weapon damage. This one, in my opinion, is more on the utility side with like skill power and stuff like that. So if you're doing a skill power build for PvP, PvE, you're probably going to be using a one or two piece of this. brand set for the extra skill haste and skill damage. Obviously, it's not skill power anymore, it's skill damage in Warlords of New York. So yeah, this one looks pretty interesting as well. Definitely for the other kind of side, you know, of the people that like using skill power builds a lot or stuff like that. This is definitely going to be really popular in that area. Up next, we do have the Golem Gear LTD. So the one piece gives you plus 10% status effects, the two piece gives you plus 1% armor regeneration, and the three piece will give you plus 5% total armor. This one seems kind of, I don't want to say trash because I obviously haven't played with it and we don't really know how it's going to function, but on paper this seems like it's not really that good. Maybe for the armor regeneration that could be, you know, decent with a two piece, but overall I don't really think this is something I'm going to be using personally too much in the game, but we'll see how it works out, obviously, with the new expansion. And the last brand set that we have information on as of right now is called the Seska Viroba. I think that's how you say it. I know I'm saying it probably wrong. If I am, let me know in the comments. First of all, the one piece will give you plus 10% critical hit chance, the two piece will give you plus 10% hazard protection, and the three piece will give you plus 8% health. This one seems like it's really good on paper, once again, with the crit chance, hazard protection, health. If you pair this up with something like the Grupo Sombra with the 15% critical hit damage, so you get the critical hit damage, you get the crit chance, hazard protection, health, and you can use something else as well. So yeah, this brand set so far looks really good on paper. Again, we'll have to kind of test it out, see how it works in the actual game with the different combination and stuff like that, but on paper, this one actually seems really nice. So let me know what you guys think about these new brand sets. Which ones do you like the most? Which ones are you think are kind of iffy? For me, I think the Golem Gear is the one that's kind of on the weaker side. But besides that, they all seem pretty nice in their own category. And I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see what they actually play out as and if they're worth kind of using. The next thing I want to show you guys is actually the Warlords of New York expansion map. This is actually the map kind of comparison. So you can see from this picture, the top portion was the Division 1 world. This was pretty much the dark zone, the open world. This is a approximate, so it's not 100% accurate, but this is pretty much the approximate kind of area that it was taking place in New York. And on the bottom, you can see the Warlords of New York expansion. It is kind of small, but I don't know. I think it's still going to be kind of enough, at least for now, especially with all the kind of different things they have planned with the global events, with the seasons and stuff like that. So although the playable area is not big on the map, I think with the different changes, the different kind of ways you can play the game, and with the SHD kind of levels and stuff like that, I think it's going to be enough to pretty much capture people's attention and, you know, actually play the game and stuff. So this is pretty much what the map looks like. This is the general kind of size of the expansion. The last thing I do want to touch on is actually the new exotics coming in the Division 2. So I'm pretty sure there's like 2 or 3 more of them, but as of right now, we really have no information about them. This is what they look like, but again, we have no specific information of what they do, you know, how they function, how to get them and stuff like that. So I'm not going to talk about them, but the 2 ones I'm going to talk about is actually the 2 ones they talked about on the stated game. So the first one is the Bullet King LMG. This is actually a throwback to the LMG from the Division 1, the Bullet King boss. This LMG is actually pretty cool. We do have some information on the talents and what they do. So first of all, this LMG does not need to reload. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a cooldown on this thing, and you can't fire it, you know, all the time and unlimitedly. But overall, you will not have to reload this LMG, which is pretty cool, especially if you're doing like solo heroic missions or, you know, any more difficult missions and there's like hordes of enemies. You could just spray them down with this LMG and you will not have to reload it. The other thing this thing does that's pretty cool is every 100 bullets hit replenishes spare ammo for the group. So your group will pretty much never run out of ammo. You guys can go in the mission with like a magazine, and as soon as you get 100 bullets hit, you replenish spare ammo for the entire group. So really cool kind of talent. Really like the idea behind this. This is more of a kind of support LMG, I would say. But obviously, if it's good, if the damage is really good on this, it's going to be a very viable LMG for PvE builds and even PvP builds, depending on how you set it up. And the final exotic we do have information about is the Lady Death exotic SMG. This is what it looks like, and this one's kind of confusing of how it works. So instead of confusing it a little bit more and maybe messing up on something or a word or something, I'm going to let the developers kind of explain it to you guys of what it does, how it kind of functions, and what the talent it is and stuff like that. So this is going to be coming straight from the state of game where they talked about this. So here's what they said about this SMG and how it works.
So the SMG with the gnarly looking spiky brass knuckles on the vertical grip is quite spicy, and it synergizes exceptionally well with a certain gear set that I'm not going to spoil or reveal. But let's just say it fits very well within the sort of niche of the aggressive, flanking, high-tempo, movement-based.
It's run and gun.
It is the epitome of run and gun.
Yeah.
As you're moving, you gain stacks, and you gain more stacks when you're sprinting. And when you're shooting, you consume these stacks to amplify your damage. And that's an important new sort of verbiage or nomenclature for our players to understand now. Is one of the big significant things that we're doing with Warlords of New York is we're actually doing a large pass over all of our sort of weapon talents and gear in order to make the descriptive text and how we explain what they do very, very intuitive and clear. So whenever you see something that says amplifies your damage, it means that it's going to take the big sum total of all of your bonuses and it's going to multiply it.
Including crit and headshot and everything.
Exactly.
It's going to take the final damage value and amplify it by that talent.
So it's very clear. So Lady Death, that SMG, has a talent called Breathe Free, and that's this, as you move, you're building stacks, and as you shoot, you consume stacks to amplify your damage quite significantly. And when you kill somebody, you get a run speed buff as well, which you can keep chaining and just go on a murder spree.
It's pretty rad.
It's pretty great. It's
You
great.
get a move. Sorry.
Yeah, on kill.
You turn into a frenzy bob.
You go.
If you want to go there,
Sure.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited about
Give
that.
me your huddled masses.
Yeah.
Yearning to breathe free.
So yeah, that's pretty much the new SMG, the new exotic SMG. Pretty cool, definitely for the more kind of rushy players. If you want to be sprinting around like a maniac in a dark zone, in skirmish, whatever, this is going to be the SMG for you. Obviously, it's got to be good to be viable, but hopefully it is, and definitely if you pair this up with a certain gear set, as they said, it's going to be very, very good for you. So I'm curious to see how it works, in-game, actually playing with it, if it's going to be good or not. But yeah, on paper, it seems like it's really, really good, especially with the movement increase. As you guys know, the movement in the game is still very clunky. That's still something I have a problem with, and I'm sure most of you guys do as well, with just how the movement feels compared to the Division 1. So I'm interested to try this out, to see how it works, and as I said, hopefully it is viable for PvP. But anyway, that's going to be everything for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.